Lesson 1. Influence Matters.
It is remarkable to know how much they have influenced us.
I completely agree. It is imperative that we start working on it soon.
Are we referring to the project we discussed last week?
Yes, precisely. Their insights can really elevate our ideas.
I imagine applying their concepts will indeed yield fruitful results.
Certainly, the more perspectives we incorporate, the richer the project becomes.
I must admit, I am quite eager to see where this collaborative energy leads us.
As am I. Shall we set a timeline for our meetings to ensure progress?
A splendid idea. Regular check-ins will keep our motivation high.
Lesson 2. Navigating locks.
Water would come into the lock, lifting the boat another 10 or 15 feet.
That sounds fascinating. How does the whole process work?
It is quite simple, actually. The lock fills with water until the levels equalize.
I can only imagine how it feels to experience that sudden lift.
It is thrilling, and you would not believe how efficient it is.
Efficiency is key in travel. I wonder how many boats go through each day.
Thousands, I would estimate. It is a busy operation.
I suppose everyone wants to enjoy the open water as soon as possible.
Indeed, once elevated, the doors open, and boats move on like a parade.
Lesson 3. Flight Observations.
That is great. Did you have a smooth flight?
Yes, the flight was remarkably comfortable, but the service was a tad lacking.
That is unfortunate. What happened?
Well, the flight attendants were nowhere to be found for quite some time.
I see. It is always disheartening when service does not meet expectations.
Exactly. I managed to survive, however, with a good book and snacks.
A sensible strategy. What book did you choose to immerse yourself in?
I selected a thrilling mystery novel, which helped pass the time pleasantly.
Mysteries can indeed make flights zoom by like seconds.
Lesson 4. Trail Excursions.
Perfect. There is a beautiful trail nearby.
Awesome! What time should we meet to explore it?
How about we gather at 9 in the morning?
That sounds splendid. I shall be sure to bring plenty of water.
A wise choice. Hydration is crucial when hiking.
Additionally, I shall pack some energy bars for a quick snack.
Excellent. Nothing revitalizes one like a good snack on the trail.
Precisely. Are you familiar with the trail's difficulty level?
I have heard it is moderate with some steep inclines.
Lesson 5. Balancing work.
Yes, but it is hard to say no to extra work.
I completely understand. I do not want to disappoint anyone either.
It can be quite a dilemma when responsibilities pile up unexpectedly.
Indeed, balancing work and personal time demands strategy.
How do you typically handle such situations?
I try to prioritize my tasks and delegate when possible.
A wise approach. Delegation can relieve a considerable amount of pressure.
Precisely. It is essential not to drown in responsibilities.
Do you have any tips for maintaining a healthy work-life balance?
Lesson 6. Hockey Preferences.
You must keep the puck from going into the net.
My sister and her friends do not really like to play hockey. They would rather opt for soccer.
Ah, soccer has its charm, no doubt. What do they find appealing about it?
They enjoy the teamwork aspect and the constant movement.
That makes sense. Hockey can be quite intense with its fast pace.
Yes, and there is also the fear of getting hit by the puck.
True, safety concerns can deter some from taking up the sport.
Exactly. Soccer seems less intimidating to them.
Perhaps one day they will give hockey a shot.
Lesson 7. Crafting Projects.
Crafting can encompass anything from making jewelry to home decorations.
Indeed, the possibilities are virtually endless. What projects do you wish to explore?
I have always been intrigued by candle making. It seems quite therapeutic.
That does sound relaxing. Have you researched the process yet?
I have looked into it a bit. The scents alone are quite enticing.
You could create unique blends that reflect your personality.
Exactly. Personalized candles could make delightful gifts, too.
What a splendid idea! I envision creating customized labels for them as well.
A wonderful touch. That would elevate the entire experience.
Lesson 8. Freckles and Red Hair.
I noticed you seem a bit down today. Is everything all right?
I cannot help but feel self-conscious about my red hair and freckles.
Why is that? Many people would consider such features beautiful.
Beautiful? Really? I often feel like a walking advertisement for a sunburn.
Well, I believe that uniqueness is something to embrace.
Embrace. I thought it was something to hide under a hat.
You much resemble a sunset, vibrant and captivating.
A sunset? That is quite poetic, but people do not usually compliment sunsets in cafes.
Perhaps they do not take the time to appreciate them as they should.
Lesson 9. Morning Mindfulness.
Good morning. Have you ever tried meditation or mindfulness practices before?
Good morning. I have heard of them, but I have never tried.
They can be quite beneficial. Imagine starting your day with calmness rather than chaos.
Chaos seems to be my default mode. How does one achieve this calmness?
It begins with just a few minutes of focused breathing.
Breathing seems simple enough, but is it that effective?
Surprisingly, it is. It grounds you like a strong tree in a storm.
I suppose a tree does not get blown away as easily.
Precisely. Plus, you may find that your mind feels clearer afterward.
Lesson 10. Scenic Views.
Have you heard about the spectacular scenery in the new hiking area?
I have seen some pictures. The canyon looks deeply gouged and quite alluring.
It is absolutely breathtaking. The lake there is simply picturesque.
Perhaps one could say that nature has its own artistic flair.
Indeed, nature seems to be the best artist.
I wonder how many people stumble upon such hidden gems.
Many, I imagine. Some people seek out the beauty in unexpected places.
That is true. I suppose I shall need to embark on an adventure soon.
You will not regret it. It could be the highlight of your year.
Lesson 11. The importance of communication.
I have been reflecting on how important it is to speak to people before they speak to you.
That is an intriguing thought. Why do you think it is important?
Opening the conversation yourself can create a welcoming atmosphere.
I had not considered that. It could prevent misunderstandings.
Precisely. If one waits for others, he may miss opportunities.
That is a valuable lesson. What inspired your reflection?
Witnessing good deals unfold precisely because someone initiated conversation.
Fascinating. It seems that confidence is indeed key.
Certainly, a friendly greeting can set the tone for what follows.
Lesson 12. Charming front porches.
I have acquired a few tips on making your front porch charming and inviting.
That sounds delightful. What tips do you have?
Begin with vibrant flowers. They create a warm welcome.
I appreciate the beauty of flowers. They surely brighten up any space.
Additionally, a cozy seating arrangement invites people to linger.
I must agree. A lovely seat can make one feel at home.
Lastly, consider playful decor like wind chimes. They bring joy.
Such details truly add character to a porch.
It becomes not just a space, but an experience.
Lesson 13. Flexibility and well-being.
I have been considering how being flexible can prevent injuries.
Flexibility? That seems more of a fitness concern than a daily necessity.
On the contrary, flexibility can greatly enhance overall well-being.
Please elaborate. How does one avoid injuries through flexibility?
When a person is flexible, their body can adapt better to movements.
I see. A flexible body might withstand stress better.
Exactly. Think of it as armor that allows you to bend rather than break.
That is a striking analogy. I could use some of that armor myself.
Flexibility can be nurtured through simple stretches each day.
Lesson 14. Insider travel tips.
I believe that conducting research beforehand is essential for traveling.
I agree. It significantly enhances the experience. What do you suggest?
First, connecting with locals can provide valuable insider tips.
That is a splendid idea. Locals usually know the best spots that tourists miss.
Precisely. They can recommend hidden gems for dining and entertainment.
Have you ever utilized this method on your travels?
Yes, during my last trip, a local took me to a quaint cafe with the best pastries.
Now that sounds delightful. What else did you learn from the locals?
They also informed me about cultural nuances that made my stay more enjoyable.
Lesson 15. Kindness begets kindness.
I recently asked someone about life lessons, and she said something profound.
Oh, do tell. What was the essence of her wisdom?
She stated that if one is good to people, they will reciprocate the kindness.
That is a lovely sentiment. It promotes positivity in interactions.
Indeed, It encourages a cycle of goodwill that can uplift entire communities.
I believe it is a fundamental truth in human relationships.
Absolutely. The world could use more kindness. Would you not agree?
Most certainly. It is refreshing to acknowledge such simple yet impactful principles.
Perhaps we should practice this notion wherever we go.
Lesson 16. Enhancing marketing strategies.
I genuinely think we are on the right track to enhance our marketing.
I share that sentiment. What specific strategies do you have in mind?
I believe that focusing on social media engagement can yield great results.
Social media is indeed a powerful tool for reaching diverse audiences.
Adding interactive content may further boost our visibility.
That is an excellent point. People love to engage with eye-catching content.
Additionally, we should consider collaborating with influencers to expand our reach.
Collaborations could introduce our brand to entirely new markets.
Yes, I am excited about the potential outcomes of our ideas.
Lesson 17. Exploring hobbies.
What kind of activities do you enjoy the most in your free time?
I like painting and experimenting with various art techniques.
That sounds wonderfully creative. What do you enjoy painting the most?
I often find landscapes inspiring, though portraits can be quite fun as well.
Capturing emotions through portraits must present a unique challenge.
Indeed, I find it rewarding when I can convey a story through my artwork.
I would love to see some of your pieces someday.
I would be happy to share them. I also enjoy exploring new styles.
That is the beauty of art. It allows endless exploration.
Lesson 18. Creating pizzas.
For additional toppings, what do you prefer on your pizza?
I adore experimenting with different ingredients. It makes it exciting.
That is true. Once the dough has risen, we can roll it out for creativity.
Exactly. What are your favorite toppings?
I personally enjoy a classic combination of pepperoni and mushrooms.
A timeless choice. I frequently opt for bell peppers and olives.
Those add a delightful crunch. Shall we make our creations together?
Absolutely. It would be an enjoyable experience to craft our pizzas side by side.
Let us have a pizza-making party soon.
Lesson 19. Discussing deals.
I am looking forward to discussing the deal with you.
Me too. Let us start by outlining our main objectives.
That sounds prudent. Defining our goals will provide clarity.
Yes, I believe communication is key to ensuring we are aligned.
Exactly. Shall we review the terms of the agreement next?
Certainly. It is important to understand every aspect before proceeding.
I completely agree. Are there any specifics you are particularly concerned about?
I would like to clarify the timelines and deliverables to avoid confusion.
Smart thinking. Clarity on those points will help us stay on track.
Lesson 20. Understanding fermentation.
I have been learning about alcoholic fermentation and its process.
How interesting. What does it involve?
It happens when yeasts or bacteria break down the sugars in some liquids.
Fascinating. And what do they convert the sugars into?
They convert the sugars primarily into alcohol and carbon dioxide.
So, it is the scientific basis for how beverages like beer are made.
Precisely. It is remarkable how science plays a role in our daily indulgences.
I never thought about it that way. That makes my wine selection feel quite sophisticated.
And now you can impress your friends with your newfound knowledge.
Lesson 21. Ensuring confidentiality.
I suggest that lastly, we should include a confidentiality clause.
That sounds wise. Protecting sensitive information is crucial.
Absolutely. It safeguards both parties and fosters trust.
What specific details would need to be covered in this clause?
We should outline what constitutes confidential information and the duration of the obligation.
Brilliant. Clarity in our agreements can prevent future misunderstandings.
Indeed, this ensures that proprietary knowledge remains secure.
I appreciate your foresight in this matter.
It is all part of maintaining a professional relationship.
Lesson 22. Gender Equality Initiatives.
Have you heard about the various initiatives aimed at achieving gender equality?
Yes, it is heartening to see global efforts focusing on this issue.
Indeed, progress towards gender equity is crucial for societal advancement.
I wholeheartedly agree. It empowers individuals irrespective of gender.
Exactly. Some initiatives even focus on education and economic opportunities.
Those are essential components in driving change.
Would you say it is important to raise awareness about these efforts?
Absolutely. Awareness leads to advocacy, which can shape policies for the better.
A unified global voice can indeed create significant impact.
Lesson 23. A relaxing day.
Are you ready for a fun and relaxing day?
I must say, that sounds enticing. What do you have in mind?
I thought we could spend our day at the park, perhaps enjoy a picnic.
A picnic indeed. How delightful. What shall we bring?
I suggest sandwiches, perhaps some fruits, and a refreshing beverage.
Me neither. I feel this will be a splendid feast.
Absolutely. And we could also play some games.
Yes, we could even bring a frisbee or a board game.
Now, that would add to the enjoyment. Just imagine laughter and fresh air.
Lesson 24. A culinary journey.
Is it worth it, visiting that new restaurant?
I mean, do they have good food? My friends have raved about their dishes.
Yes, they have a variety of options like pasta, sushi, and gourmet burgers.
That sounds splendid. Are the prices reasonable?
Quite reasonable, I assure you. Plus, the ambience is delightful.
I can only imagine the atmosphere. Shall we arrange a visit this weekend?
Absolutely. I have heard their desserts are exceptional as well.
Now you have my full attention. I am certainly intrigued.
Trust me, it will be a culinary journey you will not regret.
Lesson 25. The arrival of the visitors.
I have heard intriguing tales about that old castle.
Away before they were actually seen, the first visitors were filled with horror at the sight.
Indeed, the ruins have a historical charm, though it may seem eerie.
I would love to explore its halls and witness its secrets.
Just think about the stories those walls could tell.
I wonder what it was like during its glory days.
Perhaps we could investigate the legends surrounding it.
That would make for an exhilarating adventure.
I can already foresee the stories we will tell after our visit.
Lesson 26. A secretary's desk.
Have you ever observed a secretary's desk?
Yes, I have. The secretary writes on a notepad and arranges various items.
Such as?
Well, there are calendars, sticky notes, and numerous pens everywhere.
It seems like a world of organized chaos, does it not?
Absolutely. It is fascinating how everything has its place, yet appears chaotic.
Indeed, it showcases the beauty of efficiency, even in a bustling environment.
I suppose it reflects the personality of the person working there.
Precisely. Each desk tells a story of its own, filled with tasks and creativity.
Lesson 27. Options and choices.
Have you visited the new coffee shop in town?
I have heard about it. They say the machine has a variety of options.
Yes, that is correct. You can customize everything from the strength to the flavor.
That sounds delightful. What is your favorite choice so far?
I personally enjoy a robust espresso with a hint of caramel.
That sounds exquisite. I might opt for something sweeter.
Well, that is good to hear. They have pastries that perfectly complement the drinks.
Now you have convinced me. I must visit soon.
Let us arrange a coffee date and explore their menu together.
Lesson 28. Fresh Produce Hunt.
I have been meaning to visit the farmer's market.
Actually, I am looking for fresh produce. Any suggestions?
The local market has the best variety, with fruits and vegetables aplenty.
That sounds promising. I appreciate fresh ingredients for my meals.
You are in for a treat. There are also local vendors selling homemade goodies.
I would love to explore those auctions. Is it open on weekends?
Yes, every Saturday and Sunday, it springs to life.
Perfect. I shall mark it on my calendar for our weekend adventure.
You will not regret it. The experience is truly delightful.
Lesson 29. A weighty conversation.
Have you considered incorporating strength training into your routine?
What do you enjoy about it?
I enjoy lifting weights and doing body weight exercises.
That sounds empowering. I am interested in building strength.
Trust me, it is quite gratifying seeing progress over time.
I would definitely like to give it a try. Do you have any tips?
Start with lighter weights to build your confidence before advancing.
That seems reasonable. I shall take that advice to heart.
I look forward to becoming your training partner.
Lesson 30. A hobby emerges.
I have taken up a new hobby recently.
May I ask what it is?
Well, I have taken up photography. It is really fun.
That sounds fascinating. What do you enjoy most about it?
Capturing moments and emotions is truly rewarding.
I can only imagine the joy of freezing a moment in time.
It has opened my eyes to the beauty around me.
You should show me some of your photographs sometime.
Absolutely. I would love to share my journey through lenses with you.
Lesson 31. Historical Adventures.
Have you read about the islands explored by Europeans?
Yes, indeed. Years ago, the islands were visited by explorers during the late 18th century.
What an exciting period. They must have experienced remarkable adventures.
Absolutely. Their expedition tales must be filled with challenges and discoveries.
I imagine the landscapes they encountered were breathtaking.
They certainly reshaped our understanding of geography.
Perhaps we could visit a historical site and retrace their steps.
What a splendid idea! I would love to experience history firsthand.
Let us plan an exploration adventure soon, shall we?
Lesson 32. Civic Curiosity.
Have you ever pondered how our parents, considered the courageous generation, had the audacity to stand against the odds?
Indeed, it is rather intriguing. Their civic courage amazed me, especially considering the challenges they faced.
I often wonder what motivated them. Was it sheer determination or perhaps a sense of duty?
I believe it was a mix of both, alongside a profound understanding of their rights and responsibilities.
Quite so. They did not merely complain. They actively sought change, asserting their voices in a society that often silenced them.
Precisely. Their prudence played a pivotal role, ensuring that their actions were calculated and deliberate.
It must have been daunting yet exhilarating for them. Did you know that many of them faced severe consequences?
Yes, I have read about the sacrifices they made. Their resilience is an inspiration for our generation.
It truly is. I sometimes feel the weight of that legacy on my shoulders. How can we emulate their courage today?
Lesson 33. The Alamo Decision.
Have you ever wondered what it felt like to be in a place under siege like the Alamo?
I can only imagine the tension. Bowie had to make a really tough decision.
Indeed, his orders were quite clear. Leave San Antonio and destroy the Alamo.
What a dilemma! It was either follow orders or face the consequences of disobedience.
Precisely. Can you imagine the discussions he must have had with his men?
I can picture them. Should we really abandon this historic site or stand our ground?
Yes, and the pressure must have been immense. They had such a strong sentiment of loyalty.
Loyalty indeed, but did they also consider the strategic implications?
Absolutely. Leaving the Alamo intact could have rallied more support.
Lesson 34. Italian Delights.
Do you prefer Italian cuisine as much as I do?
Italian food is indeed delightful. Are there any good Italian restaurants around here?
There is one that I absolutely love. It serves the most exquisite pasta.
That sounds wonderful. Is it the place with the charming ambience?
Yes, the ambience is delightful, and the waiters are quite entertaining too.
I appreciate a good sense of humor with my meal. So, what is your favorite dish?
I am partially obsessed with their lasagna. It is cheesy perfection.
I must try that. I tend to lean towards pizza. Do they serve it fresh?
Oh, quite. It is made from scratch and has the perfect crispiness.
Lesson 35. Transport options.
Have you considered how convenient it could be to drive around the city?
That could indeed be convenient. However, public transportation is also available.
It is true. The buses are quite efficient and save a lot of time.
Plus, it reduces the stress of parking, which can be quite an ordeal.
Exactly. I prefer not to deal with the hassle of finding a parking spot.
Public transport can also be a great way to meet interesting people.
Indeed, you could learn fascinating stories from fellow commuters.
And it saves money. Gas prices can be outrageous these days.
You are absolutely right. I might just explore the bus route soon.